I want to talk a moment about overcoming domestic violence and what gave me the eye opener as far as waking up and seeing that it was something that I had to resolve in my life in order for me and my children to be healthier, happier people. I had to go through a series of events in my life, including things that were life altering, before I literally got the message that domestic violence was something that I was tired of and didn't need to have anymore in my life. I started to see the effects of what it was doing to those around me that I love and care about. And I kept reflecting back on there's a piece of a movie, a scene from Baby Boy, where the mother tells the daughter-in-law, she asked her, how did she deal with men in general and figuring out when it was just time to go. And what she said it moved me. As far as when you look at yourself and the love that you have, and you look at the man as he's beating you, and he claims that he loves you, you're sitting there and you realize that you don't have enough strength to love yourself, much less continue to love something that is harming you and destroying you so badly that it's time for you to walk away. When you no longer feel that you have enough strength in order to love you, it's time to go. And this is one of the things when I saw that, and then I looked at the only thing that I had to hold on to were my children. And knowing that when I made the right decisions as far as walking away, and knowing that I was worth more than having somebody continue to beat on me and abuse me in the way that I had continued to be abused, that's what made the difference. Knowing that my children were watching me be abused and how much it hurt them to watch it happen. And I had to make the change. It's looking at my children and knowing that I had to have enough love for me so that I could love them. And they didn't deserve any less than that. When I opened my eyes and saw that, it changed me. And I hope and pray that when people hear what I have to say about fighting and trying to overcome domestic violence, that they listen, because I've overcome it in so many ways. People just don't understand. Just the ability to know that you're worth so much more is such a gift. And it's something that shouldn't be taken lightly, because we all are precious in God's eyes. We're all his children. And once you come to understand that, and you've come to see that Jesus wants us to flee from everything that is destructive and bad and angry in our life, and that includes domestic violence. A person can't love you when they're hitting you and hurting you physically. I had to come to see that for myself. I had to make the changes myself before I could do anything for anyone else. It took me a long time to get there, but when I finally achieved that, you just don't know the freedom that it gave me, especially when I look in my son's eyes and he sees that his mom, he doesn't have to worry about his mom getting hit on or having to go and defend me against some man that claims to care but really doesn't. He's just feeding his fix for abuse, which really in reality is an addiction that we all have to face when we are being abused. I was enabling that behavior and I had to stop. It showed me that a person who does that to you is not for you. And you don't need to lower yourself to somebody who's not for you. Because when you release yourself from that and let God take over, he will show you and heal you and help you until he brings the person that he has for you into your life. And it made such a difference with me. It changed my attitude. It changed how I look at people and what I see my standard as. And the people that I may have fallen for and might have dated before, I won't even give the time of day to now, because I know I'm worth so much more. Especially when it comes to my vows. I vowed to God. That's between me and God. And yes, I have a husband that's involved in that, but I vowed to God. And that's the purpose. You know, if the husband's not doing what he's supposed to, I seek God and let God handle that. He may never have my husband do right. I'm not in control of that. The only thing I'm in control of is making sure that I find my peace, because it's what God wants out of me. And when you come to see that, it changes you. It really does. You start to value things more and appreciate the little things more in life. It made a big difference for me. And I hope that when people hear my story and listen to me talk in my videos, that it helps them to find the strength to overcome what they need to in order to remove themselves from that situation. Because some domestic violence leads to death. And we need to take that much more seriously with God's love. God bless America. Have a blessed day. And back the badge.